Hi guys and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron and welcome back today to another video. This is going to be the oppositional preview to our Premier League fixture against Manchester City a little bit later on today at 5:30 of course at Goodison Park. So I've asked Andy from Man City Fan TV to come on and I've asked them 5 questions regarding Manchester City in general and regarding latest games. So Andy's going to give me his answers. We'll put them together in a video. Don't forget to go over and check out Man City Fan TV as well. Really good fan channel if you're into Manchester City. Definitely go over and subscribe, and if you're into football in general, go over and check them out. Really nice bunch of lads and a really good fan channel. They do some great fan cams as well, so go and check them out as well. And I dare say you'll want to check out what they've got to say after tomorrow's game. I've also answered 5 of Andy's questions on Man City Fan TV. So if you want to see my answers to some of the questions that Andy put to me ahead of tomorrow's game, then don't forget to go over there, subscribe to their YouTube channel, and I'm on their oppositional preview as well. So once again, a big thank you for watching. Please do subscribe if you have enjoyed. Hit the like button if you're new as well. And like I said, don't forget to go over and check out Manchester City Fan TV. Go and give them a subscribe. Go and give them a like. Follow them on the social medias and everything. Really boss YouTube channel. And yeah, hopefully they don't do well tomorrow. Hopefully we get the better of them. But yeah, I'll let Andy take it away now with his 5 answers to the questions that I've asked him.
Will Pep leave if Manchester City win the Champions League this season? And who replaces him? Wow. Will he leave if he won the Champions League? No, I don't believe he would, because if we did win the Champions League, I think he'd want to defend it. Now, as we know, he signed a contract extension at Manchester City, and that runs out at the end of the 2021 season. That'll mean that he's been with City then for 5 years, which is the longest he's ever been at any club since he became a manager in 2008. Now, Willie, he seems to be very happy at Manchester City. He said that he's very happy at the club. He likes living in the city. We know that his wife has moved back to Spain, but we don't know the reasons why that has happened. But he's I just think he likes it. He enjoys the challenge. I think he likes working with his friends, Cheeky Bagirstein and obviously Ferran Soriano. So I think it all depends. Can I see him staying here for the next sort of 5-6 years? I doubt it. But I definitely think, and I think he's mentioned this before in press conferences, he will be seeing out his contract. So he's still got, another this season and another season to go before he has to even think about making that decision. And I'm sure Cheeky and Ferran will definitely, towards the end of this season coming, maybe, I don't know, March, April time next year, will be talking to Pep Guardiola about the possibility of maybe an additional year or 2 on his contract. They tend to always leave the extensions until he's approaching the final year. So I don't think there's any rush at the moment. I think he'll definitely stay regardless of what we win or what we don't win. As for a replacement, well, we've got one of your ex-boys, Mikel Arteta, and Arteta seems to be really well liked by the players. Pep is very impressed with the way that he works, and he's Pep's right-hand man. And I think Arteta could possibly be the long-term replacement, maybe. But then we've got the others. Vincent Kompany in 3-4 years' time, depending on what he does at Anderlecht. Will he come back to Manchester City? Patrick Vieira, who we sent out to manage New York City FC. So there are lots of people in the pipeline, but at this moment in time, I would suggest the first person Pep may suggest is Mikel Arteta, if I'm being honest. Okay, so Cameron's second question to me is, it's all about leadership, and he says, do I miss the leadership of Fabian Delph and obviously Vincent Kompany? Well, who wouldn't miss Vincent Kompany's leadership? Definitely, even though, the last sort of 2 years, he didn't play as often as we would have liked him to have played, but certainly around the dressing room, around the training pitch, I mean, just that whole mentality that he brings to, or he brought to Manchester City, of course we're going to miss that. There's no getting away from it. Would I like him to have stayed around the club for another year or so? Yeah, definitely. But in all reality, he's ambitious. He wants to go out there now and try and prove his worth in a coaching and managerial role in his final sort of year or so of playing football. Will he come back to the club? I think he will do. I think he'll come back to City at some point in the next 2 or 3 years. once he's got a little bit of experience under his belt. But we'll definitely miss him. But, like all the big clubs, when these people leave, the likes of Puel at Barcelona and others, we've got to find another replacement. That's time for others to actually step up and take the place, because they can't be around the club and influencing players forever. But we'll definitely miss him this season. I'm almost certain of it. As for Fabian Delph, exceptional pro, and I think you've got a great leader moving to Everton as well. That brings bags full of experience. He'll bring sort of the philosophy of inside the Manchester City dressing room. And will we miss him? Possibly not. The problem with Fabian Delph was he was picking up non-stop injuries and then coming back. And in a Manchester City team, it was very difficult for him to get a run of 4 or 5 games. And just unfortunately, in his final year, when he did come back, those particular comeback games, he made a bit of an error and sadly then picked up a knock, and he just couldn't get a run of 3 or 4 games together. So he'll be a miss definitely from an experience and leadership point of view, but it'll be your gain. Okay, and on to question 3, and that is: are you confident of winning the Premier League? Never confident. I'm a Man City fan. Old school City fans, it never leaves you. It just never ever leaves you. As good as we have been over the last couple of seasons, in particular, 198 points over 2 seasons is just phenomenal. 100-point season. Last season, winning 4 trophies, 3 domestic ones that have never been done before. We've started off. Liverpool have been very, very strong. They've currently got a 5-point lead over us at the moment, but there's such a long, over 30 games still to go for the rest of the season. I wouldn't say I'm confident. Do I think City can overturn a 5-point or 7-point lead? Yes, definitely. So I wouldn't panic at this moment in time just because we're 5 points behind. There's a long way to go. All the cup competitions start. We've started with the Champions League. We've had the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup will start in the coming months as well. And that's when our squad and our winning mentality, our been there, done it, can really assist us. And I would suggest we look at it again around about February time. That'll tell us exactly where we are on the running, and that's when City tend to go on these runs of 14, 15, 16 games unbeaten. Whether Liverpool can do that, I'm not too sure when the pressure comes, and the squad is being used non-stop in all of these competitions, unless Klopp decides that he's going to bin off the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, and he goes all in again for just 2 competitions, which is the Premier League and the Champions League. That may help their squad depth or lack of it compared to Manchester City's, but Pep won't do that. Pep will go for every single competition, and if we were to win the Champions League and the Premier League and maybe even get a treble rather than a quadruple, I think it'd be a phenomenal season again. So am I confident? I've got to say, we'll wait and see. Do I think City will win the Premier League? Yes, I do. Okay, and question 4 then from Cameron. Thoughts on Saturday's game? And he's asked, am I confident about it? Well, going into the game, am I confident of a City win, getting 3 points? Yes. Am I confident that City will absolutely destroy Everton? No, not at all. It's always difficult going to Goodison Park. We saw that last season, very, very tight game. And I think it'll be the same again. I can't see, a score like the Watford game. Yourselves are real in and out form at the moment. I know you had a win against Sheffield Wednesday in the Carabao Cup midweek, but then you've gone back looking at the results. You got beat at home 2-0 by Sheffield United, Bournemouth 3-1. And you got a tight win against Wolves, who have not started the season well at all. So I'd have to say, yes, I'm confident of the 3 points. With regards to how easy it will be, I don't think it'll be an easy game at all. It never, ever is. Tight, packed ground. The atmosphere will be great, again, as it always is at Goodison Park. But I am confident of 3 points. What the score will be, I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll tell you that towards the end. But yes, I'm confident of 3 points. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, and Cameron's final question then. And this is a good one. First of all, he wants a score prediction. Well, my score prediction will be Everton 1, City 3. But his final question, main question is, my favourite ever Manchester City player, or my favourite Man City player, and the best ever Man City player I've ever seen. Well, there's only one, and that's for both of those sort of questions, and that is David Silva. David Silva, for me, I've been going since 1977, which was my first game. David Silva is probably, well, he's definitely the best player I've seen in a Manchester City shirt in my lifetime. Still is my favourite player. I'm going to be devastated when he leaves at the end of this particular season, but he's been a wonderful, wonderful servant, an absolutely incredible professional and an absolutely amazing technically gifted player who's basically won everything apart from the Champions League. So this season it would be fantastic if we did win the Champions League in David Silva's last season. So I'm sure people who are older than me who might have seen the likes of Colin Bell, for example, that he was injured when he just came back at the about 6 months after my first game. But I didn't really see Colin Bell in his pomp, so I can't really talk about that. For me, in my era, David Silva is just not only a wonderful person, a fantastic professional, but what an incredible player. And he's been superb servant for Man City. And we thought this is going to be his last season. He's going to be rotated. He isn't. He's playing as good as he ever has. He's been absolutely phenomenal so far. So for me, the best Man City player at the moment for me, I love David Silva anyway, and the best I've ever seen, David Silva. But hopefully, with the likes of Kevin De Bruyne coming soon, who knows, maybe if you ask me the same question in 10 years' time, it may be Kevin De Bruyne. But for me right now, it's David Silva. Anyway, what I'd like to do is just say a massive thank you to Cameron from the Mighty Blues. Myself and Martin will be at the game on Saturday evening. And don't forget, we'll be meeting up with Cameron outside Goodison Park. We'll be having a quick chat with him. We'll be doing fan cams. So if you see us, come over and have a chat. And let's hope we get the 3 points and another brilliant performance by Manchester City. But this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Don't forget, go over, check out if you're a Blue, if you're an Everton fan, or you're a football fan and you want to check out some of Cameron's stuff, go over and check out the Mighty Blues on all social media platforms and YouTube, etc. But anyway, if you're not a subscriber of Man City Fan TV, don't forget, click the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way you'll be notified immediately when new videos come out, which is every single day, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. Plus you'll be able to be notified of all when the new fan cams, before games, after games, etc. are posted on the channel. But anyway, take care. All we want is 3 points and a good performance on Saturday. See you soon.
So there's Andy's 5 questions. Really, really interesting answers there. Let me know if you thought my questions were interesting as well. Like I said, a big, big thanks to Andy for coming onto the channel. Don't forget to go over and check out Man City Fan TV. Really, really good YouTube channel. Please do hit the like button if you have enjoyed. Big, big game later on today. Big, big opportunity for us to get a really, really good win against the top side. Our first proper test this season, I think we can all agree. So let's see how we get on. Please do hit the like button if you have enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you soon. City,